What's up, party people? It's Keys Dan with RadioWhat.com, DJLittleRock.com, coming to you live and in living color from the Radio What studios. And this is my podcast, What Makes You Famous. It's an extension of the RadioWhat.com internet radio station that I've been running for quite some time. And if you need DJ services, where do I always send you? DJLittleRock.com. One more time. DJLittleRock.com. Check availability and get a free price quote, and maybe you can have me at your next event. You know I like to party with the people. The people need to be entertained. Are you not entertained? Let me entertain you. Today on the podcast, I got Shawn Adam Williams. He's a JMA and ISSA award nominee, Akademia, LDM, Golden Kayak, FPCM award-winning blues artist, singer, songwriter. Oh my goodness, local and indie blues singer, songwriter, and just accolades. The man is talented, and you're going to get to hear about Shawn Adam Williams in the next few minutes, so stick around. This week's shows, let's see. My day job has got me working 6 days a week, so I have the RAB. I cannot do the RAB for the next few weeks, but fear not, it is covered. I encourage you to check out the RAB in Conway, Arkansas. Friday and Saturday nights, they got karaoke. Usually I'm there on Friday nights, but like I said, I'm going to take the next few weeks off because my day job is kicking my tail. All right, party people. Oh, I do have a Christmas party, a holiday party coming up on Saturday night. Kind of excited about that. Yeah, but unless you're invited, you cannot come. Why do I mention it? Because I love doing parties. I love being able to entertain the people. The people need to be entertained, so they let me entertain them. Check out keysdan.com or djlittlerock.com. I know when I say keysdan.com, a lot of times people go, how do you spell keys? K-E-E-Z? No. Keysdan, Keysdan, but it's a lot easier. So I bought DJLittleRock.com since I'm here in the Little Rock area, Central Arkansas, and I think that was a whole lot easier for me to mention. If I say DJLittleRock.com, they can go to that website and find out a little bit more about me and how to hire me to be their DJ. All right, speaking of getting hired and entertaining the people, let's get into it with Shawn Adam Williams. Oh, my goodness. I got him on Skype. So if you're listening to the audio version, I encourage you to check out the video version on my YouTube page, youtube.com/user/KeysDan. Skyping Shawn Adam Williams now.
Oh, you mean this?
There you go. Now you fit right into my software.
Thank you.
Look how pretty he is. Shawn Adam Williams.
Thank you.
In the house, man. Dude, you are legitimate, man. Ain't nobody leaving here without singing the blues. I've been perusing your music, your YouTube videos. It's like tutorials on how to make the blues sounds. One of my favorite sounds that you can make on a harmonica, and maybe it's one of yours, but the train, making a harmonica sound like a train is just my favorite sound that you could ever make on a harmonica. How do you do that, man?
Oh God. Oh, thanks for that question. But I was just playing the blues harmonica since I was nearly 10, 11, 12 years old. When I was in middle school that time. Well, and I say this is only just the beginning for it.
Man, and this is in Georgia. What do the kids think about a young 9, 10-year-old harmonica player? Are they picking on you, or are they saying, man, that guy's got some chops? Are they recognizing, or what kind of a reaction are you getting from the other kids?
I'm just want to know one thing is all about since I was young, right after I hit it to high school. I'm just been listening to music like some classic R&B, classic blues, some little old school blues, and all that stuff going on. But nowadays, it was only like that, you know. Well, you never know. I'm just a true artist from the very beginning.
Well, Mr. Williams, I'm a little bit older than you. What would you consider a classic R&B? Because my classics are in the 40s, the 50s, and it may be even to the 60s. But what's a classic R&B song for you?
My classic song. Oh my God, I know all about on the classic R&B. Something like James Brown, Otis Redding, Wilson Pickett, Jackie Wilson, Sam Moore, Sam and Dave, and you know, it just get better all the time.
Man,
but instead, I really love the blues a lot.
All those artists that you just picked out, man, they have been sampled and resampled and redone and covered over the years. There's songs that came out in the 50s, late 50s, early 60s, even into the late 60s, and maybe some of them into the early 70s as well, is what you've been talking about. But those songs get covered in party bands, and having a harmonica player such as yourself playing with that band just adds that flavor. Oh my goodness, you're gonna keep people going. I like the Blues Brothers. Okay, they really. If you thought that the blues were dead in the late 70s when they came out, and they started reviving all those old songs and making them fresh again, that's when, oh my gosh, that's when the blues had a revival. And this is something that you could do, because the blues, it comes and it goes and it comes and it goes. But do you think that the blues has a place in music these days, or is it all hip hop and, you know, this bubblegum pop? Where do you think that the blues are going nowadays?
Well, you had absolutely right, because it has changed everything from the South, from Mississippi, or even in New Orleans, and most of the time the blues came right through in the city of Chicago, Chicago, Illinois. You know, most of the time you got to understand that when we want to know about the blues, this is what blues really means to us. You know, just like you said about the Blues Brothers. You know, like John Lee Hooker, and also Lil Walter. And, everything you got to understand about the blues, you should to generate what it is all about, to put the blues to a whole new level. You know, throughout in the early in the mid 50s, 60s, 70s, and then jump through the 80s, the 90s, to the 2000s, to the 2010s, and all the way until now. And I mean right now.
Well, has the blues had a place on radio, maybe on stage? Maybe somebody who buys a ticket and is going to go see a blues band or a blues show, some kind of R&B show, they know what they're going for. But on the radio, can you find a station that's playing the blues? Maybe, the public radio station might have a show or two here and there, but is there a station, is there a place on radio for the blues?
Oh yeah, absolutely. They have some blues clubs right here in Atlanta, better known as first one is Blind Willie's, and then the Northside Turban. And then there's only got one show on the station, WRFG 89.3. You know, home of one of the best Atlanta local blues bands of our time, known as the Breeze Kings, formed by Carlos Capote. And then there's Delta Moon, formed by Tom Gray. And that's what blues came to Atlanta. And then, most of all, about one of the best ever done it was Shawn Costello.
Well, Shawn Adam Williams, I think you're going to give me an education. Some of these names that you've been popping out with are names that I haven't heard in a long time, and some of the names that you're coming out with are names that I've never heard. So I'm going to be looking them up after this, and I encourage my loyal listener to be looking them up as well. Now, you being in Atlanta, Georgia, I mean, really, is Atlanta? Would you consider that the Delta? Would that still be the Delta blues, or is that its own thing? Because Atlanta is a big music scene. All of Georgia really has a lot of music in it. But tell me about it.
Well, in most of the time about our music scene in my hometown in Atlanta, there's hip hop, and there's country, and there's R&B, and there's blues everywhere. All over across Atlanta. Mm-hmm. Everything you want to know all about my city of Atlanta, it really changes us for what we do and for what we perform for.
Well, I do want to know about Atlanta. I've been to Atlanta. I went to Stone Mountain and I watched the laser show, and I thought that was pretty cool. So I've been to Atlanta as a tourist. But if you were going to be on the Atlanta board, you said, all right, I got to go to Blind Willie's and go check out a show. And I want to circle back and, well, maybe you could answer the question. How come there are a lot of blind blues players, or a lot of people that call themselves blind whatever, Blind Willie, Blind Mellow Yellow, Blind what? Why is that?
Not exactly about that. I'm talking about the blues club called Blind Willie's. And, this is one of the best clubs here in the Atlanta music scene. Best known to one of the best bands like the Breeze Kings, Delta Moon, also the late great Beverly Guitar Watkins, and of course the late great Shawn Casella. And the rest has been history about the blues music here in Atlanta. It really goes on and on for years to come. And that's what we make this music really needs us. And that's what Atlanta really about for what we do in the music world.
Well, that's fantastic, man. Well, okay, let's delve in a little bit. We've given a little overview of the music that you're playing, but let's find out where a young Shawn Adam Williams, where did you find your love for music? Was that your mom and dad, or did you have some cousins that were playing music? Is anybody else in your family music oriented, or what were they into?
I'm just a true self-taught musician. First, on the first instrument that I played in elementary school was the violin, and then I hit it to middle school. I was in the chorus in the school choir. What I was singing tenor, and most of all, I'm going to do it my way after graduation to just play the harp. I must know about everything about the music that I've been changing with. While I've been listening to some records, I was just been listening to Stevie Ray Vaughan and Double Trouble, to any other stuff,
Well, was that the first records that you got? Because you were just talking about, some of the guys from the 60s. Now, Stevie Ray Vaughan, early 70s is where you're at there. Who's buying you these records, or how are you getting a hold of them? Is somebody exposing you to this music?
Well, yes, indeed. When I was at for finding music on any other thread store across Georgia, and I believe that. And I know the one time I was with my auntie, and I checked the CDs on at Goodwill. The first one that I brought was Shawn Casella. And most of the time about that, when I picked the second one that I brought was Aerosmith's album "Honkin' on Bobo."
Okay, I don't even know what's on that record. Is Was that their blues phase? Because I know that the Rolling Stones started out with a lot of rhythm and blues when they started out.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
did Aerosmith do the same thing?
That's what has happened. Yeah. You might know about Muddy Waters teaming up with the Stones. Was back in the back, not too way back in the early 70s and 80s. But most of the time, it really changes us. And you might remember the late great Albert King with Stevie Ray Vaughan, and then I should know. I believe when B.B. King, Etta James, and also one of my favorite harp players of all time is Paul Butterfield.
Okay, I mean now I'm seeing where you're getting your basis from. You know, where you're getting your muse. These are the people that inspire you to do what you do. Now, all right, tell me about, all right, since 9-10 years old, you picked up a violin. Okay, violin. I don't play an instrument, but I think a violin's probably got to be a pretty hard instrument. Did you master that instrument? Were you able to play that pretty well?
Well, most of the I just been playing well, and I decided to I decided not to play the violin when I was in elementary school, and I decided to listen to some fantastic sounds. And I'm not just a classical violinist. I just want to sing, you know. But singing is my only passion, my one and only passion, and I've been starting singing since I was nearly in my early age.
Well, I'm a fan of giving kids all the tools that they can get in their toolbox, and if you can give them a little bit of the arts, even art, painting, or playing music, or getting themselves creatively. They even taking photography and stuff like that, rather than just the reading, the writing, and the arithmetic, the basics. It's good to have the arts, the creative spark. But right, you playing music and you're starting to sing music at an early age. What else are you getting into? Are you excelling in your studies? How's your math? How's your English? How's your arithmetic? Reading, writing, and arithmetic.
Yes, I do. I do math, and I do writing and all that stuff. But I'm not getting to algebra and all that stuff. That was pretty hard in middle school. I mean high school.
I know when I got out of high school, I tried to go to college, and I think I took a class that was way too advanced for me. I went into this math class, and this guy just started talking about things that I had no idea about. And he says, "Does anybody have any questions? Raise your hand." Out of 30 people, I'm the only one that raised my hand. I don't know what you're talking about at all. But yeah, man, I had to go to a different class and kind of gradually get up into that. But it's good to keep with your studies. I tell the kids, stay in school. Have something to fall back on. But you have something a desire to play music for people, a desire to change people's minds through your music. And this is like something of a superpower. Not everybody can do. So if you can develop that, and that's what you've been doing for the past few years. I don't even know how old you are. We're talking about when you were 10 years old. I don't know when that was. Give me a timeline.
It sure does.
How old are you?
Sure does. I'm 35.
35. Okay, so you've been practicing and honing this skill for 25 years now. What have you been doing?
Hey.
What's that?
Man, you're right. It was nearly 25 years from now, and I say it is true. I always fulfilling the love of music. That's what really changes me since my mom died of bladder cancer. Since I was only 23, back in with me and my sister and my auntie in Denver, Colorado. But my mom died of bladder cancer. when I was only 23 in that time.
Sorry about
it's
that.
been 12 years from now.
Yeah, sorry about that, man. My mom has been going through the cancer thing herself, man. I don't like it. For me, and I don't know if anybody likes cancer, but no, for me, I say no. I don't like it, man. It takes too many good people away. I mean, but what did your mom teach you before she passed? What was she doing, and what was she putting in your head? What was the main thing that you got from your mama?
The best part of it in my life was it's all about taking care. My mom is a true cornerstone of my family. And my sister was born in 1991, and I'm born in '87. We doing our differences.
I mean, but do you get along with your sister? What kind of stuff does she get into?
She was doing the events across all across Atlanta and somewhere out of town. And for Shayna been graduated in high school in Colorado,
mm-hmm.
and I was there. And but my sister is my true priority in my life. After all these years, that I went through for the past year, maybe two and a half years since the pandemic. But it really happens to me as an artist. And me and my sister changes the way we do. It changes the way we are. And this is the way it really helps us to make it happen.
Well, that's a big fast forward to the pandemic. I found that a lot of people that got locked up inside, especially creators, started making music. I'm seeing a lot of videos that you made on your YouTube, and it looks like, boom, you have made video after video after video. It looks like your creative juices are flowing, man. You've been doing these YouTube videos at least 7 years. I'm going back. And I'm looking 8 years. 8 years you've been 9 years you've been making videos on YouTube, putting that content out there, trying to get the word out about you. What's that?
Yeah, I've been using on YouTube for over 10 years, mm-hmm. and I got over 38,000 views, and I got 300 subscribers. And it keeps it real for what I do best.
Yeah, I mean, the creator's got to create, but the thing about it, man, is you put all this stuff out there, and I hope that it all comes back in dividends. People do the music, and I hear it all the time. I do the music because I love it. It's not for the money, but it has to be somewhat for the money. We got to eat. We got to live. How are musicians making money these days? It's not record sales anymore. It's playing live. Is that what it is?
It sure does, and most of all, it is all about live streaming. And I did some covers I did for the past few years, and then throughout for the past 6 months, I've been doing these or something like that.
Well, I mean, when you got out of high school, did you go to college, or did you start to develop your career of where you can play on stage? Are you a studio musician, or are you a performing musician on stage, or a little bit of both?
But I'm just planning for. I'm just been planning for, but still, I'm just doing music. And then I did these songs that I've been wrote about. So let's fast forward to early 2016 when I wrote my first song.
Wow!
And it goes been the same right now. And then around mid 2018 when I wrote this song called Motor City Woman, and it became the 2018 Josie Music Award nominated song for Song of the Year on the Jazz Blues category. And you know, I'm a 6-time Josie Music Award nominee from 2018, 2019, 2020, and 2021. And you know, I'm a true believer. And you know, I've been won and I've been nominated. You know, it was a dream come true to be the best independent artist I am today.
Well, I'm looking here on this little promo video that you got, Motor City Woman, the 2017 Banks Radio Australia Indie Music Award winner. Is it how did you get an award in Australia? I know that the internet is worldwide, but what is the Australian thing?
That's on the internet radio station, and you know, Banks Radio Australia was on the independent radio station, and it has been happening now on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And the single that I did was the single was a huge hit, and it keeps going and going. And I'm telling you, that's what this song is all about. Motor City Woman is the ode to the city of Detroit. And this is what it really happens to it. And the song Motor City Woman, and then fast forward all the way till now. It's 2022. When I wrote Delta Breeze, and I did Southbound, and I did the latest single was released right now on Reverb Nation, SoundCloud, and Bandcamp. The song called "Keep on the Fire." And I'm just really planning to do the lyric video with whatever it is. But "Keep on the Fire" is officially nominated for the Exposing Music Award on the blues category this year. And most of all, the single is still the number one song to date.
Well, it's got to be exciting to get all these accolades, but I want to back you up a little bit. How did you get Motor City Woman? How did you get a song about Detroit? You're a man from Georgia, from Atlanta. Have you ever spent a lot of time in Detroit, or did you just get inspired by the music?
Just get inspired on some of these musicians in Detroit, and I know, since I met them on Facebook, just for a little while, and you know, but there's only one friend I always inspired me was Rio Scalfone of Rio and the Rockabilly Revival, and I know she's my true friend for almost 10 years on Facebook. And I'm truly grateful for her for a while. And she's truly believing in me from day one. And most of the time about Detroit will be my second home. But my hometown in Atlanta always be my hometown. But let me explain to you about that. So I just want to know about it really changes me to me as an artist. It really, really needs to help us to make this music. But my motto to all independent artists all over the world, the motto is make independent music great again.
Are you going to be wearing a hat that says that? What color's the hat? Are we going to get confused with a different hat?
No. I'm not talking about the hat. I'm talking about the creativity I did. I've been doing these some art and all that stuff going on, and I did some creations and all that stuff, and I did something like that.
Well, Shawn, it's all about the merchandising these days. It's not like, or if you buy a T-shirt from an artist, if I buy a Shawn Adam Williams T-shirt or a CD, that you're going to make more money than if I streamed your song on Spotify 10,000 times. You'll make more money from that merchandise. And that's just sad. It makes me feel real sad, man. I miss buying records and even CDs and tapes and even 8-track tapes. When I was a little kid, I still had 8-track tapes, something physical. Now it's all online, man. What are you thinking about that?
Well, it might be. It really might be.
But my goodness. But okay, you say your sister, she's like your rock, or you know, you're very tight with your sister, but you said she's in Colorado or something?
No, she's in Colorado. She ain't from Colorado no more.
Oh,
but she is. But she's my sister. She born in Georgia.
Oh, okay. Well, cool. I mean, what do you guys collaborate? Is she interested in the music business, or she does something else? Is anybody else in your family in the music business?
No, but only me. I'm a true freelance artist. That's what it's be. That's the way it is. A freelance artist.
Well, okay. I mean, I know a lot of people, if they need a musician, particularly if they need a harmonica player, you know, would you be open to collaborating with other people? Maybe traveling to even a show, maybe on stage, or are you more apt to do a studio, be a studio musician, work on an album with somebody? Are you comfortable on the stage, or are you comfortable in a studio, or are you comfortable both?
Maybe both, but I did the cover of the song "Satan Gonna Tear Your Kingdom Down" with my friend Rio Scalfone, from her upcoming EP, but it's not yet released. She did 3 songs. First, it was "Satan Gonna Tear Your Kingdom Down." Second one was "Fire and Brimstone," and third was "River's Edge." And then she's going to plan it for the 4th and final song. And I should know. That's a no. I did collaborate with Rio of the song "Satan Gonna Tear Your Kingdom Down." It's now available on Apple, also on iTunes, Spotify, also on Amazon.
Well, that's fantastic, man. So that's a song that you collaborated with somebody else and added some harmonica.
Yes, this is my first collaboration.
That's beautiful, man. It's good. Shawn Adam Williams works with others. Everybody, get to know him. Slide into his DMs. Get that business going. Well, there's a progression in your videos, and I'm going back to your YouTube videos. The older videos were a lot of you know, putting yourself out there, showing off your skills. And then the more recent videos are you collaborating with others, you helping somebody else. Have you played on stage? I mean, when was the first time that you played on stage, if you have?
I never been on stage for years.
Okay.
But in fact, or when I was at the CD Winery in Atlanta, that was when my first concert was Louis Prima Jr. and the Witnesses. They came from all the way from Las Vegas. And Louis Prima Jr. is from New Orleans. He is the son of the late great Louis Prima Jr. and he moved to Las Vegas. And I met Louis Prima Jr. in around 2018 at the City Winery at Atlanta, and performing the songs from their last album, Blow. And I met him at the VIP, and I truly believe that this is my first concert that really, really changes me.
Man, I do like it when the juniors come out. One of the guys that I know is Tito Puente Jr. His dad was Tito Puente, and then I just had on the podcast. When was it? Probably May 12th. I had David Ruffin Jr. So it's like all the kids come out and take, you know, in their father's footsteps. Do you imagine that maybe down the line you'll have a child, a little son or a daughter, and they'll say, I want to follow in my daddy's footsteps. What would you think if you had a kid that, and maybe you do have a kid that's following your footsteps? I don't know, but what would you think if they followed in your footsteps and started playing harmonica and singing on stage or singing in a studio, making music? What would you feel?
Well, it has to be that way. They've been following their footsteps along the way for every man, woman, and child. And that's what music really knows the truth is really all about.
Well, I mean, you broke the mold. You became something that your parents were not. They I don't know what kind of work they were doing when you were a young person, but maybe they instilled a work ethic into you. But you came out and you said, "Hey, I want to try this music thing," and you've made it some kind of a career. You've made it a lifelong pleasure, an endeavor, a passion to be a musician. And that's something that not a lot of people can do. You think, there's a lot of, there's a lot of SoundCloud DJs or SoundCloud rappers or SoundCloud, that really that keep spinning their wheels. But I see you, especially when I listen to you play your harmonica. It's magic, man. It's magic. I'm listening to you play doing the train sounds and doing doing different skills with your different harmonicas. How many different harmonicas do you have?
Oh yeah, I got less than 10, less than 10.
And why? Why would you have so many different ones? Because I remember watching Stevie Wonder playing that harmonica. It looked like it was a foot-long sandwich. Stevie Wonder had this harmonica he was playing that was like this big. I wish I had one of those. The only thing I've had was these little plastic harmonicas in the key of C or in the key of G. But why so many different harmonicas? What can they do for you?
Well, I know I'm just going to be doing when I play the harp. It really goes on and on. It really knows about info for every. These aspiring harmonica players that have been played. Those some harmonica lessons been going on. I've been doing it for just a little while. I've been inspired some blues harp players like Terry McMillan to John Popper from Blues Trapper, and I know for all of these harmonica players really get the chance to focus, and you need to move forward for these harp players.
Well, you're talking about, you mentioned John Popper. Now, there's a cat that can play harmonica like nobody's business, and he could sing. He's got this melodic, suck it in, rin tin tin, ramblin'. His whole playing with the, he's not as fast as Busta Rhymes for sure, but he's got that speed when he's singing. I like hearing John Popper, especially the hook is the song that's going through my head right now. The hook brings you back for sure. But
I believe that.
Well, is this something that you want to do? Is this something that you aspire, to play and sing? I know you can't do it at the same time. Bob Dylan had that little neck thing, and I see blues players that'll wear the harmonica around their neck, and they'll play guitar, and they'll play, sing a song, playing guitar, and then they'll play the harmonica. Do you have those skills? Do you play other instruments as well? Could you be a one-man band?
Oh my God! I'm not going to be a one-man band. I already told you I'm a self-taught harmonica player, and I really know all about my skills. I'm just been listening to them play to ear. I believe that. That's what music changes us. It changes me. That's what it has to be more than any other blues artists that I've been inspired from the beginning till now.
Well, Shawn, I like the fact that you have the ability to listen to different types of music, not just the blues, not just R&B, but different types of music. And then you get inspired to play for the people. And you've never been to Detroit, and then here you have a song all about the Motor City, aka Detroit. It's fantastic. You know that you're like a storyteller. Some people write books, some people sing songs, write songs, and that's what you're doing.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I really love write the music anyway. But instead, I really like to write lyrics and also write poems. You know, I've been writing lyrics since I was young, and then in my own in my own terms about writing lyrics. You know, it really gives me the strength, the courage, and the determination.
Well, Shawn Adam Williams, where do you want to go with this music? Where do you see it? All right, the typical question: where do you see it in 5 years? Where do you want to be? Do you want to be on stage, or do you have a studio close to you that you can play at, or do you have a studio of your own at your house? Where is it that you're making your music?
I'm just been doing the for planning in my own home studio in the near future. I mean, in fact, I'm just writing lyrics, and that's what lyric writing changes me.
Where do you get the inspiration? What's the inspiration for your latest song? The last thing that you wrote. What inspired you to write it? What was it, and what inspired you to write it?
Oh yeah, my latest song I did was "Keep on the Fire." Was inspired by the late great Ronnie Van Zant of Leonard Skinner, John Bon Jovi, and Jimi Hendrix. And the song was inspired from the movie Firestarter. And you know, Israel between man and a woman had an argument, and then it goes to set the whole house on fire. And then next thing you know, about the woman called the police, and then he want her man to arrest him and sentence him, and then next thing you know, he even died in prison. Well, and that's what the song is really about.
Okay, now I'm not able to hear it, but there's like a 41-second little promo there, October 7th. So I'm guessing the song is already out after October 7th.
Yeah.
And where can you find that song?
The single "Keep on the Fire" is now available on Reverb Nation, SoundCloud, and now is now available on Bandcamp.
Fantastic. Oh man. So you have songs out there that can be purchased and listened to. I'm hoping that you're making some kind of money, man. You're too talented not to make it big. You're self-taught, which is impressive to no end. You never had a lesson?
Some other time about time. And you know that they keep telling me to keep going, to keep working hard. You know, I've been learned about working hard as an artist, and I truly know but I do know the truths about determination and inspiration in music.
Well, if I was a little kid or somebody who's starting out in music, and I'm not a little kid, but I'd love to learn how to play the harmonica, is that a skill that you can teach? Or how did you learn how to play? Was it watching YouTube videos or reading books? How did you learn to do what you do? Because it's impressive, man.
Right. I did, and I did was self-taught. And, you know, I've been doing those harmonica chops on my YouTube channel, and and I believe that it has so many comments and some likes. No dislikes allowed on my YouTube channel. I've been learned a lot. I really, really learned a lot about playing the harmonica. And I didn't know about these harmonica lessons that I've been seeing and heard at all this time.
But I mean, that still doesn't. Is the way to do it just to do it? Get a harmonica and just start blowing into it. Is that the only way to learn?
Well, it has to be that way. Yes.
All right, my man. Well, I mean, any other avenues you want to explore as we wind this thing down? Man, I'm having a good time talking to you, but I'd love to know where I mean, can people? Nobody can go see you on stage because you're not on stage. That's not what you want. You want to be a studio musician, somebody who people can call up and say, "Hey, I need some harmonica. You got good chops. Shawn Adam Williams, come and play on my track." Is that what you want?
Well, it has to be. It should be.
All right. Well, I'm just trying to. What's that?
I said I'm just focusing.
All right. Well, keep focusing, man, for sure. How can people get a hold of you, Shawn Adam Williams? What's the best way to contact you?
Well, I got it right here, right now. You should email me on Yahoo and Gmail. My Yahoo email address is wshawn973@yahoo.com, and on Gmail is Mr. Williams 1987-2012@gmail.com. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and you can subscribe me on YouTube to watching these videos, and I got more on the way to the end of this year.
Well, I'm so stoked to hear more about you. I don't want this to be the last time that we talk. As things progress, as time passes on, and you want to come back and talk about other things, whatever you want to talk about, you got an invitation here on the What Makes You Famous podcast. I'd like to, I know that we cannot do it all by ourselves. You're an independent artist. You're doing a lot of it by yourself, but can you give shout outs to people that have helped you along the way? Maybe some studio musicians or people that have helped you out?
Well, I got a whole lot of shout outs right about now. I got to go up and bring those shout outs right about now. I'm truly give some shout outs to my dear friend, Rio Scalfone, to the members of the Rockabilly Revival, to Angelina Ansley, to Jennifer Malott, to Toby Lee and the Mustang, Toby Lee and Mustang Sally, and everybody been supporting me. And much love to Jermaine Dove and ISSA, that's International Singer-Songwriter Association. And the website is www.issasongwriters.com. So make sure you go there and to support it right now. And coming real soon, the 2023 ISSA Awards is coming to Sandy Springs. And also to my musical colleagues, and also to the bands that have been doing it been riding with me from day one. Well, that's all I gotta say.
As Shawn Adam Williams, I love the community that it's so tight knit. I mean, just even looking at the mutual Facebook friends that we have, I've had so many of your cohorts on the podcast: Corey M. Coons, Jay Gordon, Jennifer Malott. My goodness, all these people: Michelle Lee, Pamela Hopkins, Regina Palmer, Sabrina Falah, Tony Black, Sarah Marsalek, Tony Carlozzi. Man, all these people have been on this podcast, and I've had the privilege and honor to talk to them. And these are people that you're tight with, that you possibly will collaborate with in the future. I hope I hear songs that you're jamming with all these people on. Was that what you want to do?
Just it might be that way. It has to be.
Well, I'm excited, man. I'm excited for you. The future. You've been doing this 25 years. You're a seasoned artist. You already got the skills to pay the bills, as it were. Now it's just getting to that next level. To where you can make a living and feed your family and possibly help out the rest of your family and your friends and keep people have a comfortable living as a music artist. Isn't that the goal? More often than not, is that your goal?
Yes, it will. It will be the goal from here on out.
That's fantastic. All right. Well, are there any other avenues you want to explore? Anything else you want to tell the people before we wind this thing down?
Well, only one. Just doing all kinds of stuff later on until 2023.
All right. Well, let's close this thing up. I usually finish these things off with last words for the people. This could be words to live by, something you heard a long time ago, or maybe a mantra that you wake up with every morning, or whatever pops into your head at this moment in time. Shawn Adam Williams, give the last words for the people.
Here's on the last words to all independent music and all the independent artists all over the world, to let you know that we will make independent music great again. That's the motto. Make independent music great again.
Well, there you have it, party people. Shawn Adam Williams. What a good dude. I mean, the man, I encourage you. The links are in the show notes. Check out his YouTube page. Follow him on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I got the links in the show notes below. But check out his YouTube page. You can see the progression from 9 years ago until now, to where he was starting out, really, showing people the skills, and then collaborating and actually playing songs, full-fledged, fully produced music for your little ears to enjoy. Yeah. Thank you, Shawn Adam Williams, for being on the podcast, the What Makes You Famous podcast. I look forward to hearing more and talking more with you in the future. Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. That's it for this edition of What Makes You Famous. Now, if you, yes, my loyal listener, I'm talking to you, if you'd like to be on the podcast, the What Makes You Famous podcast, I encourage you to give me a call, 501-470-6386, or email keysdan@aol.com. That's it for me. It's keysdanradiowhat.com, djlittlerock.com. Peace. I'm out of here.